proceed to presidentially blow up. I'm switching lanes and sipping drink the music.
All right, and welcome back to another episode of the Perspective Podcast, Sports Edition. I got my co-host Tevin in the building tonight with me. Tevin, what it do? What's going on, man?
Oh man, that chilling. Just finished enjoying this little Easter that we had.
Yeah,
So
man.
not too bad. Been doing good, bro.
I know that's right. Easter was good.
Oh yeah, for me, yeah. But I don't know if you heard the news. Have you about our boy from Ash, ET?
Yeah, I heard about that news.
Yeah,
Unfortunately. Rest in peace to
yeah.
ET, Eric Tison, man. That was a hard one, man. That was a hard one to deal with and still dealing with. Plus, a lot of the violence that's going on just here in the city yesterday in general that's unfortunate. And it always seems like it's holidays that like things like this really happen. It happens every day, but it seems like it happens more around holiday time,
Right. Yeah. Yesterday, it ain't make no sense for all that to be going on yesterday. Not none of that, and it's been happening too often around here. So yeah, man. So things gonna change. It's gonna change.
Yeah, man. I want to send a special shout out to Eric Tison, ET as we call him, Cire Nosit, if you know him, by his music name, by his stage name. I want to send a rest in peace to ET. Thoughts and prayers to his entire family, loved ones, I think he has some children, and even if he does have children, prayers to his children and his spouse. So yeah, man, Easter was this the other day, and yesterday actually, and we all the playoff games tipped off Saturday the other day, and we prior to that we had the final results of the play-in ended up being the Hawks got into the playoffs. Their winning prize was playing the number 1 Miami Heat team, and over on the Western Conference side, the Pelicans ended up beating the Clippers minus Paul George due to him contracting the COVID virus. So Paul George could not play. So the Pelicans got in. Their winning prize is playing the number 1 seed and maybe the best team in the league, the Phoenix Suns. And so, yeah, Tevin, have you had a chance to go through those brackets and the matchups, everything, and just kind of check everything out, see what's really going down?
Yeah, I done went through them a couple times, but got a couple exciting series, and then I got some that I feel like gonna be over with real quick. Especially especially the ones at the top, the 1 seeds with Phoenix and the Pelicans.
Yep.
That one, it ain't gonna be too long. We might get 1 game. If we do, hey, that's good. We wasn't supposed to be anyway.
Thanks.
And then in the East, you got Miami and Atlanta, and if Atlanta best player gonna score 8 points, then they ain't winning that either. So that's gonna be over with kind of quick.
Yep.
But everything else I think is pretty much interesting. All the other matchups, the 2 to 7 and the 3 and 6, 4, 5 in both conferences, I think all of them pretty interesting. Well, I take that back. Philly gonna beat the brakes off Toronto. I mean,
facts.
It ain't. But it is what it is. Toronto young anyway. They lucky to be in the playoffs. So this was a good year for them. But other than that, besides those 3 series, every other series, I think they're gonna be some good ones. So interesting.
Thanks. Toronto came on late this year. I honestly thought that the Hornets would have made the playoffs, that they would have really been in there over Toronto this year. But things happen. It is what it is, and this is what we got. So in case anybody has not had a chance to take a look at those brackets, the matchups are in the Eastern Conference. It's Hawks versus Heat, Sixers versus Raptors, Bucks versus Bulls, Celtics versus Nets. That's your Eastern Conference matchups. Over in the West, you got the Suns and the Pelicans. You got the Mavericks and the Jazz, the Warriors and the Nuggets, and you got the Grizzlies versus the Wolves. first we can just start off with the Eastern Conference, as everybody pretty much has a game in. Yeah, everybody does have officially they have a game in. So I think we can go ahead and get the sweeps out of the way. We can just go ahead and get both sweeps on both conferences out of the way. So you think it's broom action for the for the Hawks? Go ahead and sweep them up, get them up out of here.
They might can get one, but it ain't getting more than one. That's over with.
Yeah, I don't think they get nada. You know what I'm saying? I don't think they get anything. I do know that they're down Clint Capella. Like he's somebody, Evan Mobley fell into his knee, but after that was after Clint Capella pulled him to the ground. So instant karma. Right. Yeah, I think the Heat go ahead and get them up out of here, and they get ready for the next matchup, which would be interesting. If it turns out to be if they end up playing Philly in the next round, which I think they'll end up playing Philly in the next round. So Jimmy Butler gets to play against his old former team, the 76ers. And so the Sixers and the Raptors, how many games do you think that one ends up going?
Oh, that's a sweep.
Oh yeah, that's another sweep.
Yeah, they not.
Oh yeah. Then yeah, I don't think that one. If anything, Toronto may get game 3 whenever they do go back to Toronto. But I think that's going to be the only game that they do get, because I just have a hunch that James Harden just isn't going to show up whenever he hits the road. I don't know. It's just me. But I just feel like he's just not going to, perform. He may have some family friends, if you will, that may that he may see in Toronto. So, and then my personal rooting interest, Bulls versus Bucks. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be extremely honest with you. Going into this, I thought we were gonna get swept up. I think we might get one game now, because the Bucks showed they started off really good. Like, we looked scared to start yesterday's game against the Bucks. We definitely looked scared. We looked terrified. Defense settled in. Then the offense finally, got into a rhythm. We were able to get some shots. We were able to make it close. We ended up losing by a handful of points last game. I think, I know that Caruso had a really big impact defensively. He ended up getting drawn like some really good fouls on Giannis late in the game. Giannis started playing kind of timid. He played with about 5 fouls with about 6 minutes to go. So Giannis kind of took a back seat and let the others do their thing, even though I think that if it was a game 2 still, it would have been that one for us. But Zach and DeMar and Vooch, they all shot terrible. I think Zach and DeMar, they combined for 9 for 26 yesterday. So
Vooch was 9 of 27 by himself.
Yeah, see, that's not going to get it.
I saw that number. I was like, what? I was like, Vucevic shooting like that? I was like, he shoots 5 feet from the goal.
Right. And how many times? Oh my God, Vooch missed like such an easy putback that would have put it to like a 1-point game, or we could have even took the lead late. But he rushed it. He literally like missed a bunny like off the backboard, literally. But I don't know. It is what it is. Got to be better next game. So yeah, how many games do you think Bulls Bucks goes?
I actually forgot about that series. I think it's I think y'all only getting 1. With Lonzo, I would have said y'all gonna win 2 for sure. Yeah. But with no Lonzo, y'all ain't got nobody to really guard like Middleton or really stop Drew from getting in that paint when they really want to. And then he stretched the flow too with his little jump shot he's been making now. So I would have said at least 2 of him, probably even 3 if y'all had Lonzo, honestly. Because I like y'all a whole team. But without Lonzo, I see him. If they get 1, I think it's probably gonna be game 3 or 4. I don't think they're gonna get swept, so they're gonna win. I think one of them at home, and then but after that it's over with. It's gonna be over with. But the Bulls, they're gonna be back next year, back looking real nice.
Yeah, I think next year is the year that we could make a real run at it. because I understand it now. Like I understand like our full flow offense. We still need another 4 or another 5. We got Tristan Thompson. Our team got worse after getting Tristan Thompson. But I understand where he fits into the mix of things. So I get it.
Yeah.
Lonzo is meant to be, and a lot of people question like, why would you get Lonzo and Caruso at the same time? Well, Lonzo is meant to be Zach's point guard. Caruso is meant to be DeMar's point guard. So a combination of them 4 is supposed to be on the floor at the exact same time, but we'll have to wait till next year because Zoe messed up his knee and his knee just isn't responding. So Unfortunately, I think we do get one game. It might be game 3 or 4. One of them is just going to have a freakish game. DeMar or Zach is going to go for 40. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Now the matchup in the Eastern Conference, the matchup, and I feel like we're getting robbed here, not just as like podcasters, but just like fans of the game. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
We're getting robbed at Nets and Celtics' first round. With everything that's going on in the mix of that, Kyrie versus the fans, the talent level. I just thought about this right here in the moment. The better coach is Idoku, correct? The better coach is
like
Idoku is the better coach, right? Like
hands down.
All right. So we know where that matchup goes, right? So who has the better players in all of this?
Brooklyn got the best 2 players, but everybody else, the next best like 4 or 5 play for Boston. Probably 6. Like everybody, it's Brooklyn 2 is Kyrie and Kate. Well, you know what? I don't Tatum. He can play with Kyrie.
Yeah.
So they like what? So, but even if you do put Kyrie number 2, Tatum will be 3, Brown will be 4, Smart will be 5,
yeah,
Horford would be 6. You can. Okay, now we down to what? The Derek Whites or the Pritchards and the Grant Williams versus Steph Curry and Patty Mills.
Steph Curry, Patty Mills, Andre Drummond, Dragic.
Okay, yeah. So it's definitely the what team? The Celtics. Definitely.
Celtics.
If you still relying on Goran Dragic in 2022 when he played on the same team with Steve Nash, it's over. I'm not over with, but it ain't looking too good for your squad.
Yeah, it's tough sledding, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, pain.
So yeah, I would say Boston got the better coach, better roster, and if you really look at it, they probably got just as much, if not more, experience, even though they're young, as Brooklyn. But apart from KD and Kyrie, they're the only people that really been in the finals on that team. Everybody else, Blake went to a conference final, he don't play. Aldridge went to a conference final, he don't play. Dragic, I think, been to a conference final, but that was years and years ago. So
yeah, just with that bubble team in Miami, but that was it.
Right, yeah. So shoot, the Celtics, all of them been in the conference finals, pretty much the whole starting 5 for sure.
Yeah.
And then Derek White, I think he been the 1-2 with the Spurs, if I ain't mistaken, or came close. So like, yeah, they got experience over there, even though they're younger. So yeah. I'm rolling with the Celtics on everything in that series.
All right. So you got in your picks, you got Celtics, Bucks, Sixers, Heat.
Yep.
Over there on the East.
Yeah, but Celtics and I'm gonna go. I wanna say 5, but I'm gonna go 6.
Oh, we said 5.
I wanna say 5. I'm gonna go 6. Especially Ben ain't playing either. I'm going 6 just to be safe. I'm gonna be safe.
Celtics and 6 is what he says, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all mark it down right here. Celtics and 6 is what Tevin says.
Nah, my boy, you know what my boy Big Rob was there. I go for 5 for sure.
Yeah.
Big Rob was there, I would have picked 5.
Yeah, he's swatting everything that enters the paint, like everything that enters the paint. He getting all that up out of there.
Right.
Well, I got a 7-game series here in this one. I got a 7-game series. I think Ben Simmons ends up because Ben Simmons is still missing in action. Haven't seen him dunk, haven't seen him lay up, haven't seen him shoot a jumper, haven't seen him take a warm-up off. He's just sitting on the sidelines in $300,000 outfits, you know what I'm saying? Like including jury. So yeah, I got Nets in 7. I got the Nets in the finals. So I truly think I got the Nets in the finals. I got the Nets. I got the Nets.
I couldn't even put them in the conference finals. I ain't got them nowhere. I ain't got them going nowhere after this. They going home.
I got Nets. I got Nets getting to the conference finals. I got Nets. I'll just go ahead and say it. I got Nets. My pick in the West, it's been the Warriors for so long. And I'm starting to kind of hedge a little bit because I don't like what I see from the Warriors.
Mm-hmm.
On my finals pick, I'm going Nets, Suns. That's what I got.
Okay.
So that's going to be a 7-game series. I think Ben Simmons come back. He plays game 5 until the series is over with. So yeah, that's what I got there in that matchup. Now, anything on the East before we go ahead and move over to the Western Conference, where I think it's that's the more interesting brackets there.
I just don't know what Ben gonna look like with Philly. Like I in my head, I'm imagining the best case scenario, but I really don't know. Best case scenario, they'll be in the finals, but I'm like, he ain't played all year. They ain't played together all year. Like, so what he gonna come in and do? Like, he gonna help guard, okay, but on offense, they gonna have the same problems they got already. So that's what I think. That's why I'm like, I ain't got too much faith in the Nets at all. And Steve Nash.
Yeah, especially the whole Steve Nash thing. Like Steve Nash, he just has no. I've never seen Steve Nash draw up a play. Like every time they do like the little like inside the huddle thing, I feel like he's always saying, Kevin. So that just means
Kyrie.
Exactly. It just means one of y'all bring the ball up the floor and do what y'all do best.
And do and do something against Skull.
Do something. Like, please save my job. Like, I think that's what that's pretty much like Steve Nash's huddles in a nutshell. So then make sure y'all get a Gatorade or water, whatever y'all into. So I think that's pretty much it for the East. Now over there on the Western Conference, Suns versus Pelicans. I think we agree that's going to be sweep action. The Pelicans, they've gotten a lot further than I think any of us anticipated, especially with roster reconstruction. Plus them starting off, what they start like 1-12 or 1-12.
I think it's 1-12.
Yeah. Pelicans finished their season record 36-46. So they definitely shouldn't be here. They definitely adding CJ was a big boost to not just the team, but the franchise and the city. It's been a big boost. I love to see it. You know what I'm saying? As being a native of Louisiana, like it's just good to see that. You know what I mean? I'm not going to hate on the Pelicans. I would like for them to do good because we've had talks about the Pelicans and we've heard talks about the Pelicans leaving the state. So hopefully he helps keep the franchise here. As far as this series is concerned, broom action. Go ahead and get them up out of here. Go ahead and get them up out of here real quick.
Yeah, I want us to win one. I want us to win at least one. Like if we win one, that'll be a great. The season will be perfect. If we win one game, I think they'll be happy, satisfied. They should be satisfied with that. Seeing from where we came from, what they came from. I keep saying we because I support the Pelicans, even though I'm a Portland fan. I still support the Pelicans. Where they came from.
Yeah,
it'll be a. I can't think of the word. It'll be success. That's the word.
Success.
Success. Yeah, successful season.
It'll be a successful season. Plus, I mean, the boys getting extra game checks that they didn't count for. Like,
That's four free checks.
They got
sign me up.
6 checks, 6 extra checks, including the play-ins. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they do. I forgot about them. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
I'll take it.
Who mad at the bonus? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, I'm not mad at that at all. But another series that it's just brutal on the eyes to watch is the Mavericks versus the Jazz. You know how I feel about Donovan Mitchell, so I'm gonna go ahead and get my Utah hate off after you. You got the floor. Go ahead.
I feel like this match. I feel like I don't know why, but I feel like this matchup happened like a couple years ago, even though it didn't. But it's with no Luka, the Mavs got no chance. But it's crazy. With no Luka, they got no chance. With Luka, I said they would have won. They would have won the series. I think they win the series if he was healthy. That's how I feel about him, and that's just how I feel about Utah because they don't have enough. They just don't have enough. Like, it's so many flaws that they have that they don't see or refuse to see because they starting. What is their front court is terrible offensively. Gobert shot one shot the other night. He played 35 minutes. He shot one shot.
That's ridiculous.
And he missed it. Put that out there.
That's ridiculous. I would never pass him the ball. Like,
shot one shot, missed it, and he was being guarded by a dude named Maxi Kleber or Dwight Powell, who would be a backup on like 80% of the league. So they got that going on. Bogdanovich, he okay. Royce O'Neal, you might get a good 6 out of him every game, but that's it. Like Utah they terrible. They need to break that up. But
I sat there and I looked at Utah's bench. I think I saw Rodney Hood and I think I saw Rudy Gay.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I saw Rudy Gay. I forgot he was on me.
Wait, stick a fork in Utah, man. Luka Doncic, if you're listening, can you please get back to the basketball floor immediately so I don't have to watch Utah anymore this year? Please. I'm so sick of seeing Utah on national TV and NBA TV.
5 seed?
Yeah, Utah is 5. Yeah,
so they would end up playing the winner of 1-8, right?
Yeah, they end up playing the winner of Phoenix New Orleans.
No, I thought they'll play the winner of 3-6, wasn't it?
No, they play the winner of Phoenix New Orleans. Phoenix.
Okay, so Phoenix gonna hurry up and get them out of here real quick. So I ain't worried about it. But yeah, like this, I ain't. Did I watch play? I'm trying to think if I even watched the last game. I think I watched the second quarter and I turned it off. But I'm like, I can't put myself through this. I'm like, I can't. I know who's gonna win, so just let me turn it off and look at the box score and see how they won. And that's exactly what I did.
The only way I got through that game is because that was the very first game, and I literally like checked in like the last 3 minutes of each quarter, like, and it was just, you know how you just got like noise on in the background, just like noise, like whatever the case may be. Like that's what that game was for me. So it was just background noise. I'm not paying attention to it. Whenever I looked up, the Mavs were making a run, and I'm like, oh my god, look, here goes Utah being Utah. Like,
right,
and they have a good coach. They have a really good coach, and it's just the entire construction of that team and franchise. I'm not the biggest Donovan Mitchell fan. I think he's a bit overrated. I think he had a really good year in the bubble, but all you could do in the bubble was just hoop. You know what I'm saying? And that's it.
Yeah.
I got Mavs in 6. Luka, I think.
No Luka?
Yeah. I got Mavs in 6.
Hey, that's very disrespectful to the Stifle Tower.
Please. Yeah, he missed a bunny. I don't want to hear about the Stifle Tower. Oh my god.
It was a bunny too, because I watched it. I watched the shot he missed. And then I was like, and then after I saw the box score, I was like, wait, so the one shot I saw him shoot was the only shot he shot in 35 minutes.
35 minutes of game time.
You 7-2. Like, how you can't tip the ball in?
No free throws.
Like, what's going on? No, he had free throws. He had like 6 points, but he ain't have none from the field. All from free throws.
See what I'm saying? Garbage.
And he gonna end up in the Hall of Fame, and I'm gonna be mad.
I'm gonna be so mad.
Just like I'm gonna be mad when Draymond in there too. But that's a subject for another day.
Yeah, we can say that. We can say that Draymond.
He said Draymond Hall of Fame. Ain't no Hall of Famer, bro.
Draymond got rings, bro. Draymond got rings, and he's the vital piece of a championship dynasty.
Oh, really? So in that case, I'm gonna put it to you like this. Remember the Lakers won 3 in a row, right?
Talk to me.
With Kobe and Shaq, and then they lost one to Detroit, and then they lost for a couple of years, and then they got back, and they won 2 more. Guess who was on all those teams besides Kobe or Shaq? Derek Fisher. He got 5 of them. So Derek Fisher needs to be in the Hall of Fame if Draymond Green is there. They had the same impact. He was the third best player on 5 championship teams. Well, not on 5 championship teams because they had older, but he was the third or fourth player on 5 best player on 5 championship teams. So if Draymond in there, because Draymond ain't never let the league score, rebounds, assists, blocks, nothing. The only thing he ever did was text. The only thing he ever led the league was text. He's a career like 9 points per game per. No. He don't need to get a Hall of Fame. That's my Draymond feel for the day. But next time we talk about it, I'm gonna be even more mad.
We're going to get off Draymond for a second, but we are going to transition over into the Warriors. And
so we can stay on them. I'm staying on them then.
And so the Warriors have matched up with the Denver Nuggets, possibly going against the back-to-back MVP and Joker. The Nuggets, they're still missing pieces. They're still missing Porter Jr., they're still missing Jamal Murray. I haven't heard any news on Jamal Murray, but it sounds like Porter
he's done for the year.
Okay, well, yeah, he's done for the year. So I think it sounds like Porter is he could possibly play the series. I'm not too sure. I would have to do a little bit more research, but if Porter came back, that would make a little bit of a difference. Because Joker just
out there by
himself, literally. And a whole bunch of dudes. He out there with Austin Rivers. He's out there with JaMychal Green. He's out there with Jeff Green.
Oh Lord! They got both of them on the same team.
Same team. He's out there with Will Barton. And what's the dude from South America?
Aaron Gordon. Aaron Gordon.
Terrible. That might give you a quality 12 points a game.
If he can get 12. Sometimes he be struggling getting that list of 6 he put up.
Right. He does nothing. He only does work around the rim. Like he does nothing nowhere else. Nothing else.
You talking about Campazzo.
Campazzo. That's right. That's the dude everybody got beef with.
They got your boy Bones now. Bones Highland. He be look like an N1 street ball player out there with the stuff.
Excuse me?
They got him.
Oh, okay.
Well, no. Hey, man, Bones. I saw an article where they say he's one of the 6. They said 10 players who can help you sneak a game in the NBA playoffs. He was one of Bones.
Respect. You know what I mean? Respect. But yeah, Warriors gonna go ahead and get them out of there in about 5. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I give it 5. I think Joker gonna pull 1 off. But the Warriors got their new depth lineup because Clay really a small forward now because he can't remove number.
Yeah.
So they got that new lineup with Poole at the 2. It's pretty much the same lineup they had from years ago. Just that Iguodala ain't there. He ain't what he used to be, and Andrew Wiggins taking his place.
Yeah.
So they're just lacking a little Iguodala on that lineup, but it's still the same lineup, and they still gonna get buckets and lock you up.
Yeah, they is. Jordan Poole went crazy. Like he went crazy, and I think to your point that you made last pod, instead of bringing Clay back into the starting lineup, they should have brought Clay off the bench. That would have kept a lot of their momentum going.
Yeah.
And I didn't see the start of that game, but did Poole start that game?
Well, look, I didn't watch that game either. So I knew what was happening. But I'm going to assume, God don't let me say no, Poole ain't start.
Yeah.
Or did he? If he did, he started for Steph because Steph is coming back. But I don't think
he was coming back from that foot injury. Yeah, I think Steph came off the bench that game. But I mean, it's that depth lineup, like you say, it's you replace 2 people. You replace Kevin Durant with Poole, and you replace Iguodala with Wiggins. You still get you're still getting about 70 points from just those three: Clay, Poole, Curry.
Right. I think they only played like 5 minutes together, and they outscored Denver by 14
That's
with them on the
ridiculous.
court.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. So the Warriors they running it together at the
Yeah.
right time.
Yeah, they getting it together. They getting into motion. So I would hope to see a Warriors and Suns Western Conference Finals. That I would love to see that, just with the two mixes of the offenses. It even sounds bad what I'm about to say. The star power. Yuck. I can't believe I just said that out loud. But just to see like all those like icons, because it's icons that matchup would be. I would hope that would be the Western Conference Final. But I got Warriors in 5. Nuggets have had a nice year. I think if the Nuggets do get a game, it'll be the first game that they go back to Denver. So
yeah,
it'll be that one.
yeah. I got Golden State. I'm gonna take the sweep. I got Golden State in 4.
Golden State and broom action is what Tevin says. All right.
Mm-hmm.
And last but not least, and this is by far my favorite matchup in the Western Conference, and I think this may be a preview of the Western Conference Finals for years to come. I'd say, what you say, about 2 years, 3 years down the line, this may be a matchup.
I'm gonna give it 3. I would say 3 in the next. I say in 3 years they'll probably play. After that 3rd year, they'll probably play another maybe 3 years in a row. If things go how they supposed to, how it look like they can go.
Yeah. So we got these retro logos, or y'all are gonna see this artwork. The artwork is all retro logos. So the retro logos, it just looks good. I was about to say Vancouver Grizzlies, but the Memphis Grizzlies versus the Minnesota Timberwolves. It's so many. We had a pod a few pods ago where we talked about the league being in good hands, and this is I would say 2 of maybe the top 5 that the league can look to in years to come, to say like these are our stars like of the league, and Ja Morant and Anthony Edwards. Like, they bring so much to the game. If you have not seen a Ja Morant highlight tape, do yourself a favor, Google it, YouTube it, do whatever you got to do, and just watch this man highlights. He's Allen Iverson and Derrick Rose's wildest dream, like
Right.
mixed together. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. Well, I'm gonna let you go first on this one. What you got with this one? How you feeling about this matchup here?
Going into it, I forgot how athletic Minnesota was. Like that's what the first thing that jumped on my mind when I watched the game. I was like, dang, Minnesota can match up athletically with Memphis, because Beverly ain't he's not an athlete or whatever, but he can stay in front of the guy at times and make it hard. They got Beasley, who can run and jump and shoot. They got Anthony, who can run and jump and score. They got Towns, who can run and jump. They got Vanderbilt, who can do the same thing. They got who else? I know I'm missing some people off the bench. They'll just bring a random people off the bench that I ain't even know. And I was like, man, I really forgot how athletic and young this team is too. So they can match up with that young stuff. Grizzlies got advantage over some of them teams. It don't phase Minnesota. They're like, if y'all want to run, D'Lo. They're like, if y'all want to run, that's what we want to do first of all, we want to run and get them threes up. That's what Minnesota do.
Yeah.
So if you want to run, that's cool. If you want to slow it down, that's cool. We can just give it to Cat in the post, or we'll just let Anthony go 1-on-1, or D'Lo go 1-on-1, or something like that. So when I watched the game and I saw how it was hard for Memphis to get them clear looks, like especially
Yeah.
he couldn't get that clear lane to the goal because it was hard for him beating his man off the dribble like how he usually can do, because they had help sitting right there waiting for him.
And the lane was packed.
Yeah, in the fourth quarter, because I didn't see Bane. I watched the whole fourth quarter. I didn't see Bane. I don't remember seeing Bane touch the ball like for nothing, like at all. They ain't pass it to him. I don't remember them passing to him or nothing. I feel like he was just out there, and he their best 3-point shooter. So Minnesota just so athletic that they just make everything hard. And plus on offense, they gonna get their points up because they got scorers at every position. Even if they go Vanderbilt not really a score, but shoot, they put in Reed at the 4 with Towns. And they playing 4 and 5, and they offense score. So now you got 5 scores out there.
Yeah.
Is that they Minnesota Memphis got some they got some adjustments to make because
Yeah, they
it
do.
was almost dropped 40 on them. And they and Bane can play defense and Bruce can play defense. But if he dropping 40, you already know what Towns gonna do to whatever big man. Jaren Jackson, he nice, but Towns nicer. You saw how he dunked on him.
Yeah, he did.
It's
Poster alert.
yeah, Memphis might be in 7. Memphis can get snuck and go home, and that would be the biggest upset. If the other because I wouldn't have thought Memphis getting put out by Minnesota, but the matchup is just so even
Yeah.
athletically that it's gonna make it hard for them.
Absolutely. Totally agree. And that's what I got. I got Memphis in 7, and this is actually the one that I'm scared of because young teams, right? Young teams, adversity, you kind of got to go through some things. If let's just say Memphis lose the next one,
Mm-hmm.
going back to Minnesota, they gonna be too live. They gonna be way too live. You know what I'm saying? Like it's Anthony Edwards gonna be young and turned. You know what I'm saying?
And that's what he liked. He liked that.
Yeah.
He liked that challenge, like that stuff like that. Towns be faking it, but Anthony really liked it.
Yeah, Ant he really liked that. Like you say, he really him. You know what I mean? Like you said, with the matchups in between, like Vandy coming into the game, you got Vandy and you got Towns, right? And then you got Reeves and you got Adams. We all know Steven Adams isn't going to get you. He's not going to get you no production as far as offensively. He's not going to get you any points.
0.
Okay, so that's another body that you have to sub smartly for, if you will. Excuse me.
Right, you're playing 4 on 5.
You're playing 4 on 5 on the floor, so therefore you can really swap these two out, and don't let Big Carl get his jump shot going. Even though I'm not really a big fan of Carl and the jumper, but if he got the jumper going, why not take it? Plus, you bring in another body. You bring in Steven Adams out of the paint, or you bring in Jaren Jackson out of the paint. Anthony Edwards is going to take flight every single time. Like he's going to take flight. Malik Beasley, he's a better shooter than what I really thought. But national TV, you get a chance to see some of the cats that you never had a chance to see before. So, with all that being said, I do have Memphis in 7. Now, I would not be surprised if the Wolves actually like sneak this one out. Then that would be interesting to see by the predictions to see the Warriors versus the Wolves. So that would be interesting to see. But to your point, it would be a huge shock if Memphis goes home early with because they were like must see TV all year long. They were they finished way up higher in the rankings than what anybody would have predicted. They finished number 2. I think a lot of people had them finishing in the middle of the pack, 4 or 5, somewhere up in there, 4 to 6, somewhere up in there. But here they are, the number 2 team. But you know what I'm saying? Josh said they won't smoke. They got it. They got it with the Wolves. And you know what I'm saying? The Wolves, they're not backing down by nobody. Because you know, Pat Bev is maybe that should be the artwork, is Pat Bev crying after the plan.
Oh my God. That dude there, bro. Like he do the most. Like that wasn't even necessary.
He did a lot.
Come on, bro. You done played in way bigger stakes than to get in the playoffs.
My son threw his jersey in the crowd, stood on the table like he was KG and D Wade. Like
once what he don't realize is that once that team releases him or trades him, they gonna forget about Patrick Bev.
Quickly.
He don't think he gonna be forgotten. But he is. He will be. But hey, man, Patrick, do whatever make you happy. If that's crying because you got in the playoffs, do it. Give your 3 points and 6 hustle, loose ball dives, do something. Hey man, do you? I ain't hating, but I got Memphis in 6, but I ain't gonna be. I would not. I would be shocked, but not. I would be surprised, but not shocked if Minnesota ends up like upsetting in that series because of a matchup. pretty much it's just a bad, a tough matchup for that team for how they play.
Yep, totally agreed. And Philly just won their game, so they go up in the season in the playoff series 2-0 over Toronto. That series is going to move over to Toronto. Philly is going to lose Thibault as he's not vaccinated, so he can't play in Canada.
Did he play? I don't even think he played today. It don't seem like he did.
Yeah, I didn't really see him on the floor like that either.
Yeah.
So,
so that's how. Yeah, they just playing. They like, look, let's see if we can win without him before we even try to use him.
I see what you're doing. Quick
No,
question.
he got
Go
10
ahead.
minutes. He got 10 minutes. He got 10 minutes in.
Okay, and then currently Utah and Dallas, they're in the middle of the third quarter. It is 62-58 Utah's way at the moment. Quick question here about Philly before we just move on altogether. If Philly loses, are they going to? If Philly gets bounced out, let's say before the Eastern Finals, are they going to make Doc Rivers the scapegoat?
Depends on who they lose to and how.
Okay.
They lose to Milwaukee. What you said before the conference final?
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. That changes it. Oh, yeah, they gonna make them take both.
Yeah.
But I was about to say, if they lose in the conference finals to like Milwaukee and it's a close series, then nah. But if they don't get who would they play next round?
It would Miami. They're going to play Miami in the next round.
And so then right after that would be the conference final, right?
Yeah.
So if they lose to Miami, now didn't they lose to they lost to Miami in the bubble, or am I tripping?
I forgot who put Philly out, but Milwaukee's next matchup is either going to be Brooklyn or the Celtics. So either way it go, it's you seeing top dog like come conference finals.
Right. So if they lose to Miami, would Doc get fired?
James Harden, South Beach.
I think they go. I don't know. It depends on how loyal Daryl is to Doc.
Yeah.
Cause but if they play bad, if it looks bad, if they lose like 4-2 or like get beat down or Harden look terrible or then B look terrible, I think they're gonna just make Doc the scapegoat regardless. Yeah. But if they go to 7 and Philly lose and they play like put up a good fight, like they probably won't. They probably keep him. But if it look bad, they're gonna blame Doc and he gonna be out of there and he gonna be coaching the not the Lakers. He'll be coaching some team like the Pistons or something like that.
Yeah, Doc will end up with another gig, regardless. Hopefully he does not lose his gig because we champion black men keeping their jobs around here. And especially
either keeping that one or getting another one.
Getting a better one.
As long as you're employed.
Yeah, exactly. So that was just a random thought there. Just another random one that I have. How much longer do you give Steve Kerr over there with the Warriors?
You give Steve Kerr,
because I think he either takes the San Antonio job when Pop leaves, or hear me out, he takes the Bulls job.
Boy, I thought you were about to say the Lakers.
He ain't taking that Lakers job. He don't want that. He don't want that.
I thought you were about to say like they gonna need.
Bron is gonna put him in a trash can. Like Bron is gonna put Steve Kerr upside down in the trash can. Like he's gonna bully Steve Kerr.
How long would you give Steve Kerr? To me, I feel like he's earned the. You can stay here as long as you want. Me personally, because they would have Kevin Durant one, but before, he inherited a team that was Mark Jackson, but still, they was winning. Mark Jackson left. Okay, somebody had to coach them to 70 wins. Somebody had to coach them to 65 wins. Somebody had to coach them to 66 wins. And then I know we saw Luke Walton go on a ridiculous streak with him, but that was an anomaly. That just don't happen.
That's a team. That's a good team. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a system that Steve Kerr brought in on offense that made him keep going like that when he wasn't there. So I give him as long as he wants to, because people be saying this and that about him, but his exit. He got X's and O's. He got the respect of his players when he demands it, because he don't. That's his problem all the time. He don't demand it, but he got their respect. He make adjustments. Oh yeah, Steve Kerr. He can, to me, he can stay as long as he wants to. Players getting developed under him, so
Yeah.
that's the main sign. Poole got better. Kuminga got better during the season. Looney then became a playable big in the league, which I never thought was gonna happen. So you keep Steve Kerr for as long as he wants to. That man got what 4 rings, and 6 years.
Yeah.
He can lifetime pass.
Yeah, I think Steve Kerr, to be honest with you, I think Steve, may have about, I'll give him a max of 4 more years left doing the Warriors thing, because you know how it goes, like a new voice is needed in the room.
Because Steph only ain't gonna be there that much longer. Probably, he gonna be there till he retire. He gonna retire kind of younger than what
average.
Probably 30. Yeah, about 38. He probably call it quits. 37, something like that. So he got about 5 more with Steph, and they probably hang it up to or go somewhere, do something else.
Yeah. All right. So before we wrap up, like all playoff matchups, anything, do you have you want to do finals prediction? Your finals predictions, like who you got in the overall finals?
Oh, all I know is I got Milwaukee in the East.
Go ahead.
I got Milwaukee in the East, and I got Milwaukee winning the whole thing again. I don't know who they're gonna play, but I got Giannis bringing it home, another trophy.
Yeah,
for 2 years in a row.
I'm not mad at that. I mean,
if I had to pick, I'm gonna go Golden State. I'm gonna go Golden State if I had to. Golden State.
I'm not mad at that. That would be a good matchup. Plus, I really want to see. It's a couple matchups that I just would not be mad at. I wouldn't be mad at seeing Warriors Celtics in the finals. I'm not going to be mad at that. I wouldn't be mad at Phoenix Brooklyn in the finals. Wouldn't be mad at that, or Milwaukee versus one of those two teams either. I still think Memphis is still a year away before they can really consider themselves to have some type of championship DNA, or like serious title contenders. So I still think Memphis is a year away.
Because another big player in all this, well, for Memphis for the future, Luka, he gonna sneak. He gonna get him one. I don't know how, but if he stay healthy, he gonna get him one soon. Somehow I don't know about how soon, but he gonna get him one. He gonna sneak him one in there too. So that's I love Luka. So he a big player in all that stopping and all that. Memphis, I feel like they gonna have to do that run like the Pistons had, like when they had conference finals and losing. They broke through and beat the Lakers. I feel like Memphis track, but at a way, but during that time, my players like the superstar, like Luka, I feel like he gonna mess around and get one. Giannis, I feel like he gonna mess around and get this one. I think Tatum and Boston might mess around and get next year during that little time. I think the young stars just gonna all kind of like get theirs at one point in time.
Yeah. At this point in the league, like it's no more just this is the clear-cut favorite. Like that's
over with.
Yeah, that's over with. Like especially with, I guess you could say going into this season, Brooklyn was the favorite. Like people would say
the favorites was Brooklyn and the Lakers. They had the best odds.
Yep.
What do you think about that?
Yeah, and then
one of them teams ain't even playing no more.
Yeah, one of them teams ain't even playing, and they got all type of roster reconstruction they got to do.
Right. Another one barely got in the playoffs.
Yeah, they squeaked in.
Right. So yeah,
it's no more favorites in the league anymore. I mean, as far as like player, like teams wise, so it's no more favorites. It's really back to how good is your squad. You know what I mean? And
right.
And like KD said, tip the ball up, let's hoop. You know what I mean? So, and we're gonna figure out who the best after 4 games, 7 games, whatever it takes for whatever team to determine. So it's gonna be interesting. Plus, it may be a couple moves this offseason that we see, but we gotta wait for the offseason to get here and then things will happen. So yeah, that'll be interesting. And just one more thing here. We just want to take a look here. We want to acknowledge NBA award season. A winner was announced tonight in Defensive Player of the Year. TU had the right team, wrong player.
Wrong player. I know I had the right player who got hurt at the wrong time.
Yeah,
he was gonna win that thing, bro.
Yeah, he was. Your boy Rob. He should have won. You know what I'm saying? Defensive Player of the Year, but his teammate got it, Marcus Smart. And the Celtics actually had three. Well, they would have had three people on the list. They had Marcus Smart, Al Horford made the list, and Robert Williams was on the bottom half. Well, like the bottom part of the list, but he got less votes, of course, because he got hurt. So the Celtics had three people on that list overall, so which is crazy by itself. That's just a crazy stat by itself. So
especially seeing how they started off the year too.
Yeah, they started
off horrible.
They looked really bad. They looked really, really bad. We're gonna work this list from the bottom of the list all the way up. So that was announced tonight, shortly before tip-off of these before Philly and Toronto played. 6 Man of the Year candidates. We got Tyler Hero, Cam Johnson, Kevin Love. Thoughts on who gets 6 Man of the Year?
Heroes can go in it in a landslide. I think he led the team in scoring, like with the second leading scorer or something like that. He definitely go in it. He was too good this year.
Yeah.
Cam played well. He did his part, improved. Kevin Love, I don't know what he did to make the list, but I guess them last 10, it was like about the last 10 games of the year, he had 20 probably like 2 or 3 times. I probably snuck him in.
The corpse of Kevin Love.
Yeah, so Tyler gonna win that by a landslide.
Yeah, I got a hero for this one. Rookie of the Year. We got Scotty Barnes, Kay Cunningham, Evan Mobley. What you got? Rookie of the Year.
Personally, I would go with Evan because of what Cleveland can do. Like they play him at the 3. So and he was predicted to be a 5 or 4 or 5, but they got him at 3 because of his versatility on defense and offense. Scotty, he had it at the beginning of the year. I say Scotty had it, but over the course of the season, Evan just been the most consistent. Scotty had some highs and some real high highs and some real low lows, but Evan was the most consistent throughout this. So yeah, I'm picking Evan on that one. And Cade, he just came on too late. He started off bad, but he turned up at the second half of the season, but it was just too late.
Yeah, the second half of the year, Cade really did impress me. He really did, the back end of the season. And it's hard to really like ignore what Evan did throughout game 1 up until he got hurt, which was like right at All-Star break or right after All-Star break.
Yeah.
And the team pretty much sunk without him. So you know what I mean? Like they were
I think like a 4 or 5 seed when he was healthy.
Yeah, and Cleveland was up there, and then they ended up getting to the play-in and then lost to Brooklyn, which they lost to Brooklyn in Atlanta. No shame losing to Brooklyn.
Right.
But Scotty really didn't. I'm more so impressed with Scotty's defense than what he does more so on offense. So, but I wasn't a big Cade Cunningham fan even in the draft or none of that. I always like Jalen Green a bit more, but now that I've seen a little bit more of Cade's game, he's got like this smooth, like mid 2000s game that he got. Like he scores just like super smooth. So Cade's going to be a star in this league for years to come. I can definitely see that. But if I had to pick, it would go to Evan as well. Oh man, do we go? Yeah, we're going to go most improved first. We're going to go most improved first. Most improved, our top 3 candidates are Darius Garland of the Cleveland Cavaliers, John Morant, and DeJounte Murray. What you got?
Anybody could win that award out of them 3. Everybody, they have so many people improved this year. I'm surprised that the list they could. I wish they could have made the list longer,
or just did like one for East, one for West, because boys got better this year.
Yeah, my boy like Ja got way better, but his teammate Bane, he got better. People forgot Miles Bridges from Charlotte. He got way better. Yeah, so this war, I think Ja was just so good last year. It's hard to say he, even though he improved, but it was you forgot how good he was last year. But he still improved on that. So I think I'm gonna say I'm gonna go. I would pick if out of them three, I'm gonna have to pick Ja just because he went from like okay, he could probably be a star to okay, he already at probably at star. Now he looking at I can be superstar or
Superstar,
a league, a top 3 player in the league, So
top
I
5
think
jersey
that
sales, like,
right, like he the face of the league almost. So I'm like he probably took the biggest leap, especially and then Memphis went from what they were like the AC last year, or did they make the playoffs? And
yeah,
now they
yep.
the second. So yeah, his impact on winning was so much higher this year. Like I'll go with Ja on that.
Yeah, I like Ja for this award. I understand why he's nominated, but Ja deserves to be in like MVP conversation instead of most improved. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
he
Well, he
made
was, and he got hurt.
yeah, he messed up that ankle there, but you make such a big leap like that. I think you just blow past like the most improved. Like you should just be in MVP conversation. If I had a vote, it would go for Darius Garland. I didn't expect the Cavs to be nowhere near what they were this year, which is
Right.
plus 500 team, came out of nowhere. They did their thing. Sometimes injuries just is literally just the bottom line and cohesion. You know what I mean? So Colin Sexton went down. Darius Garland said, "Don't worry about it. I got it." You know what I mean?
Right.
So Ricky Rubio went down. He said, "Don't worry about it. I got it." You know what I'm saying? And then he lost 2 big men. He lost Jared Allen with the broken finger, which was a huge part of their defense and part of their offensive pick and roll game.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And then what you said with Evan Mobley. And another note I forgot to mention about Evan Mobley is go ahead.
And they brought in LeVert during all this time too, so you got to get adjusted to him playing with him.
Yeah. Yeah, he definitely did. Yeah, he was a part of that trade that happened. I think that was during the early winter. So
Right.
another point about the Mobley brothers, because Evan, he's got a brother at USC and he's pretty good too. So it's going to be interesting to see who ends up picking up the other Mobley brother in the draft this summer. But if I had to vote for most improved, it would go for Darius Garland of the Cavaliers. And we talked about defensive player of the year. Oh man, so we go coach of the year, we go MVP. Which one you want to roll with?
Let's get coach out the way.
All right. Coach of the year, the candidates are the top 3. We got Taylor Jenkins of the Memphis Grizzlies, Monty Williams of the Phoenix Suns, and Eric Spoelstra of the Miami Heat. I don't like this list, but
Yeah, I feel like somebody's missing. Yeah.
Yeah. Instead of 3, it should have been 4. Go ahead.
My vote would have went to Taylor Jenkins because nobody expect Memphis to be the number 2 seed. Yeah. And the improvements everybody on their team made, like, and you see how they play together. Like the coach has to be a part of that. So I would have picked Taylor because I didn't expect Memphis to be that good. But I think Monty gonna win it because when Phoenix lost the finals last year, right?
Yeah, they lost to Milwaukee.
Yeah. And for them to come back and have an even better record than last year and still be playing at this high level and improve, like that's a testament to how the great coaching, like how focused he got his guys in to be like, nah, we not just no one hit wonders. Like we really built like this. Like we built for this thing to be a championship team, contender. So I think Monty gonna win it, but me personally, I would have gave it to Taylor because of the improvement.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well,
I think
out of that list, because Ime was my pick first.
yeah, the Celtics coach. I get his name wrong every time. It's
I just call him Ime. I call him his first name because I ain't even trying to mess up the man last name.
I got the Celtics coach. I'm sorry, I can't much pronounce your name. I'm sorry, but I would have had the Celtics coach for coach of the year if I had a vote. Out of this group here, though, Monty would get my vote because short off season, super tough L. You know what I'm saying, to come to just to work your way through. And I even just attribute some of this to even like last postseason. Like Chris Paul, he had COVID. Well, first of all, he broke his hand. He broke his hand this year, late this year.
Oh yeah, it did happen.
Last year during the playoff run, he had COVID, came back, lost in the finals, but your best player went overseas, won a gold medal, super short off season on top of the Olympics. You come back, your guys are ready to roll. You know what I mean? So it's just hard to really just ignore that. Boys can lose in the championship round, championship game, series, and they could have just like, oh, you know what? Everybody getting paid, and especially how he held DeAndre Ayton together.
I was just about to bring that up once you said the stuff about all the other players. Like, dang, and then the Ayton stuff.
Yeah, with his contract, like DeAndre Ayton could have been like
he been playing Matt all year.
All year long. He's been angry. That you remember whenever I said we need a big man that plays angry? Prime example. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So like the whole DeAndre Ayton thing, it could have blown up in so many different directions. But Monty pulled him aside, had a conversation, and he about to get paid, get paid. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? He definitely about to back the Brinks truck up for him. So
they better, because if they don't, everybody else will.
Somebody else will, you know what I'm saying? And I wouldn't be surprised if Miami come call it. You know what I'm saying? If they don't pay that man. But I got Monty Williams Coach of the Year. If I had to make a replacement on this list, I would pull Coach Spo off of this, and I will put Celtics coach on here. And I feel like at a certain point of the year, Billy Donovan was a candidate, but we just sucked. Yeah. We sucked so bad down the stretch, bro. Like
y'all was so injured. Y'all was injured. I hate y'all got injured like that, because that was one of my favorite teams to see. Like, how was it's gonna play out, because y'all started off crazy.
Yeah, we started off 11-0.
I want to see how this gonna turn out for the Bulls. But
yeah,
the injury.
And if I had to add one more coach to this list, I would put JB Bickerstaff of the Cavs on this list as well. Because once again, I didn't see the Cavs being this good.
You know what? We could put every black coach on here. Willie Green.
Yeah.
Put everybody.
Black coaches.
Okay, maybe not Nate, because they went
not
down.
Nate,
but everybody else went up, I think.
And not Dwayne Casey in Detroit.
Well, I mean, it's Detroit. So yeah. They're not an NBA team. They're not an NBA team right now.
Yeah, they're just a road stop. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's all it is.
But yeah, free dub,
easy dub, right? But yeah, Monty Williams Coach of the Year. That's who I got there. And then last but not least, we got MVP. MVP candidates are Joel Embiid, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Nikola Jokic, the Joker, as I like to call him. I think this has been the most interesting MVP race in the last, I don't know, maybe 4 years or so, because it has been a unanimous winner in quite some time. But it's been so many names that's been up and down on this list. From these three gentlemen to Devin Booker been on the list. KD was on the list. You could put DeMar DeRozan was on the list.
Ja was on the list.
Ja was on the list. Bron was on the list at a certain point of the year.
Chris Paul was on the list.
Chris Paul was on the list. Luka was on the list. Like, this has been a very, very interesting MVP race. But we're down to these three guys, and who you got for this one?
Steph was on the list.
Yeah, before that record.
Okay, my personal. Well, I'm gonna go with my personal pick. Mine would have been Luka, because I saw how the Mavs turned it around, and I know it was only because of him. Because their roster, if you look at it on paper, if you look at the roster, like, how in the world they winning this many? Terrible. They won 52 games when your second best player is a guy who was your sixth man, and then y'all had to throw him in the starting lineup because I ain't had no shooting guard. So, yeah. So Luka would have been my pick. But out of the list, I'm gonna have to go with Jokic, because all year he's been consistently dominant, and on the stats wise, winning wise, he's been playing without his second option and third option all year. Well, pretty much all year, because Porter got hurt early, and he just been 25 and 12 and 9 like every single night, and they only win because he can do so much. Like if he is like, I think we talked about last time. I was like, he's the one of the most interesting players I ever been seen. Because I'm like, I've never seen nobody like him that can do everything. So on that list, I'm gonna go with my boy. What's his name? Oh, Jokic. Because Embiid fell off when Harden got there. The team kind of messed up that groove. So I'm going with Jokic again.
Yeah, I got Joker with this one, and the thing that I'm most impressed with Joker, if you notice, he comes into every NBA season out of shape, like he's never
looking out of shape.
Yeah, him and Luka have never seen a weight room a day in their life. Like, I'm so convinced. I'm super convinced. None of them have seen and Draymond. You can add Draymond to that list too. Draymond's never seen a weight room a day in his life either. However, James Harden too. However, Joker literally plays himself into shape, and he averages, or he hovers around that triple double numbers, like, because he plays in the flow of the game. We've seen some people stat chase. We're not going to mention some of those names, but there are some people in the league that stat chase, and you can kind of see it if you look carefully. However,
you ain't got to look too hard.
You ain't got
to look too hard. Look at the box score. Like, wait, he did what in 25 minutes? He did all that. Oh, okay.
I was trying to save some people, but I'm gonna let you have that one. But that's the truth. But Joker comes into the season out of shape, and he plays himself into shape, and he hovers around these triple double numbers yearly.
Like it's nothing.
Nothing. And I think something happened. I think the year of the bubble where it literally like clicked for him. Like he was like, oh wait, I can actually do this on a regular basis. And most folks are going to be mad because they're like, oh no, Giannis should get MVP, or Joel should get MVP. MVP is about who wins and who's been most consistent. That's Joker across the board. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, because we try to change the argument. Like, the argument changed like every year. What used to be the best player on the team with the best record, or the best player team with the most wins, the person who had the best individual season. I'm like, it ain't no standard for this. It's whoever the heck you feel like this year who got the best story. Usually that's what it's been lately, whoever got the best story. Nobody got no story this year, really. Yeah. So it's just coming down now to like numbers, and I'm like, it should be a combination of stuff. Like, it should be a combination of winning, but also like you got to look at this player's circumstances and like if you take this person off, like what does the team look like? How like you take Jokic off the team, who they back up? It ain't Plumlee, he gone. I don't even know they backup center.
I can't even tell you either. You know what I mean?
I can't even think of who they backup center is. But you take Jokic off, he's he's everything for them offensively, especially. So you take him off, the team gonna go. That's a first round. They fighting for the first pick if Jokic's not on that team.
Facts, and and then you can add Jason Kidd to that coach list candidate as well.
Another black guy.
Yeah, because I mean, if you sit there and you look at like you said, to your point about the Nuggets could be fighting for a first pick if he's off that team. Same case with Luka. You know what I mean? So it's right. Really it's really just like one of those scenarios. But Luka and Joker, they literally make their teammates that much better. They make their teams that much better. So, like you say, if that is the criteria, in which I agree as well, that should be the criteria. Who makes their team better?
Right.
That should be it, like right there. Because I mean, Lord knows, you take DeMar DeRozan off of our team. You take Kevin Durant off the team, and you just have Kyrie. We've seen what Kyrie teams do by themselves. I wish I had like music that I could like a deflating noise that I could play right there. But it is what it is. But yeah, Joker's MVP. People are going to be mad, but it is what it is. I just hope
you go out there if you go out there consistently with Monte Morris, Aaron Gordon, and Will Barton, tell me how many games your team gonna win. I'm supposed to win. And they winning close to 50 every single year. And they won close to 50 this year?
Yearly. They do it. They do it. Like, let me take a look here. Take a look here at the Nuggets record for the last 2 seasons. Well, 3 seasons really.
Yeah, because Jamal got hurt in the bubble.
He got
after the bubble.
He got hurt after the bubble.
Jokic, like it's because the MVP thing changed so much. We gave it to Russ because of stats one year. Now that was crazy. That was an anomaly season, so I see why he won. Harden had some crazy scoring numbers in Houston when he was scoring 30 and averaging 10 assists. Gave him one. Durant had one. Well, no, Durant ain't had one in a long time. Who else was winning during that time? Giannis won him 2. Because he had crazy offensive numbers. The team was like number 1 with the record. Like, I feel like Chris Paul probably should have won last year, even though Jokic went crazy with the numbers.
Yeah. So the last, so we can go back to the 2017-18 season. They had 46 wins that year. 18-19, they had 54 wins. 19-20, the year of the bubble, 46 wins. Last season, 47 wins. This year, 48. So like you said to you, they hovering around 50 wins yearly. With Joker being there. So
right,
it's him. It's not just, you know what I'm saying? It's not just and credit some of that to Mike Malone, but you can't do it if you don't have the right players in place. So
right.
And they definitely the powers that be that drafted him, they definitely got it diamond in the rough with that one. And so
they got them a steal.
Yeah, they did. So that pretty much wraps up this episode of the Perspective Podcast here. Short episode here, but that's due to a lot of things have been condensed. It's the playoffs. The playoffs are finally here. First round of the playoffs. T, you got anything you want to add before we go ahead and get up out of here?
No, not much. Mavs are looking at the score for this Mavs game. It's 7 minutes stuff. They're down 2 to Utah. So Donovan and Brunson are having a score off. They both got 30 plus. So go and watch that to see how that turns out. Hopefully Utah can hurry up and get this series over with so they can go ahead and lose in the next one.
Yeah, go ahead and pack it up. Utah packs it up sooner than later. It's disgusting watching Utah play basketball. Currently, right now, the Warriors and the Nuggets, they are in the middle of their game here. They are in a timeout here at the moment here, but the score, it is, again, that current game is 21-26. It is 2 minutes to go there in the first quarter. So a lot of basketball still to be played there in San Francisco. So 21-26, 2 minutes to go in the first. And this is the first round of the NBA playoffs here. Good matchups. It's quality matchups. Besides the sweep action, what we think is going to happen to New Orleans and what's going to end up happening to Atlanta. But to be determined. I want to thank everybody that tuned in to this episode of the Perspective Podcast. Of course, you can check this episode out anywhere on your DSP's digital streaming platforms: Apple, Spotify, YouTube, Google Play, Amazon. Wherever you listen to your podcast, please tune in. Share it with a friend, family member, coworker. The video for this episode is going to be up in a couple days. And so me and Tevin, we will be back next round. Whenever this round ends, we'll get a chance to do a pod and do a second round preview. Hopefully our picks are correct. Hopefully I don't have to see Utah play basketball anymore for this year. And yeah. T, you got anything else before we go ahead and shut it on down?
Bring back Zion. Hashtag bring back. Hashtag let Zion play.
For hashtag free Zion.
No, don't free him. Don't free him. We need him. Let him play.
Straight up. So once again, thank y'all for tuning in to this episode of the Perspective Podcast. That's Tevin. I go by Mardy Lee, and we out. Peace.